And we're back, people. Welcome to episode 10 of Shotgun The Aux. Jesus Christ, 10 episodes.
I'll start to feel old now, Tom.
I know, it's crazy, man. You'll never be as old as me, though. Damn it. So, yeah, you're here with this is Tom, you're here with Aiden and Jake. Introduce yourselves, boys.
So, my name's Aiden.
I'm a sex offender.
Okay, I like rap music sometimes. I listen to pop music. Jake, you are looking like shit, son.
You're introducing yourself like it's episode 1.
So just to give a bit of warning, Jake is incredibly ill.
I wouldn't say incredibly. I've just got a tickly cough.
He can barely speak. He looks like shit. I'm only joking, mate.
Basically,
you're looking good, mate. You are wearing shorts, to be fair, and it is pretty cold out.
It's summer.
Last night,
English summer.
Between last night to this morning, Jake took one for the team, and now he's ill.
Yeah, man. So, we have got a guest on today, but, as usual, just to let you guys know, we will just rattle on for about 5 to 10 minutes before that, so feel free to skip ahead, but if not, then we can get into... So what have you guys been doing? What you've been listening to? You been watching anything?
So, I listened to that album today. I was telling you about the score.
Oh, yes.
Great album. Well, I haven't listened to the whole album yet, but it's a very old album. It's not like it's new, but yeah, really, really good. Like it so far. And
so, what are your favourite tracks from that? And just to give some context,
dude, you're testing me now.
Just to give some context, right? So, you've never listened to the Fugees' The Score before today?
No.
Is that what you're saying?
No.
Okay.
That is bad, isn't it?
No, mate. It's.
And I do a hip hop podcast.
Right. So, however, you are 23 years old, right?
23.
Okay, so that's your excuse, right? So, but it's cool that you've rectified it. You're listening to it. So I heard, and this might be a vicious rumour, but there is a version of the score out there without Praz, because everyone always hates on Praz. Everyone loves Wyclef, and everyone loves Lauryn Hill, obviously.
What's Praz doing now? Is he still acting?
Sorry, your voice.
I really need to clear my throat like that.
Just cough over there. It's all good. You know that Ali G in the house who's just like, what's the guy called? He's quite nice actually. Quite nice actually. That's so Jake at the moment, man.
I'm back, I cleared it. Wee, boss man, got a lot of phlegm in my mouth. So what's he doing nowadays?
I don't know, mate. Does anyone care? Anyway, but have you been...
Not really.
So any kind of standout tracks from that? Obviously you got Ready or Not and
Well, I never knew that.
Stuff.
I never knew that Ready or Not song came from that album.
Wow. Okay. Have you ever listened to The Miseducation of Lauryn Hill? A solo album?
I've got it. I've got the record. Yeah.
Okay, yeah. So that's your next piece of homework. No, that's cool, man. It's good that you go through these classics and.
I'm trying to get more culture. Like I said, as I've gone through before on previous podcasts, my current knowledge is pretty decent. My old knowledge is shite.
Mate, it's good that you are willing to learn.
Jake, are we keeping you or something like?
I think Zelot's probably my. I was just having a look. But yeah, Zelot's probably my favourite track with that Flamingo sample. Zealots or whatever it is.
Yeah, the Zealots. That's a really good track.
Sick track. That one.
Yeah.
And apart from music, what else have you hombres been up to?
I've been watching that Dirty John or whatever it is.
So you have watched it now?
Not all of it. No. So
finished it.
That's just no spoiler.
So I don't know what you're talking about. You've just told me that you've been watching Dirty John.
Yeah. To be fair, I did.
Watching some weird trailer park sort of
adult
X-rated videos, man. Of a guy called Dirty John.
Do you listen to the podcast you edit, Aiden? So I didn't bring it up last week. So no, it's just.
I spend a lot of time editing podcasts. There's a lot of stuff that gets said. That
not a lot of time fucking listening apparently. But it's that one with Eric Bana, and it's based on a true story. So he's a master manipulator, and he goes around from woman to woman, usually taking their money, taking advantage of them.
Right.
And it's a dramatised version of that. So we didn't realise it was based on apparently a documentary and a podcast. But we watched the documentary last night as well, and it's quite interesting. This dude's a bit of a nutter. But,
do you think they'll make a film about our podcast one day? Or a series?
I wonder who'll play me. Woody Harrelson or someone, like bowling.
Who do you reckon will play Jake?
What's it going to be called?
You'll direct it only because you look like Steven Spielberg.
Shotgun The Aux. What do you think it's going to be called? Shotgun The Aux?
No, that's fucking too obvious.
Well, it's not like a I thought it's going to be. If it's a series about Arsenal,
it will be called "And We're Back."
I
Oh, that reminds me actually. Did you watch Alan Partridge?
Yes.
Yeah, man.
Fucking funny. I love that guy so much. He's so funny. So
I'm going
funny.
free range. I'm pursuing a chicken.
I need some water.
That's like me at the moment. Just like, you know, when he goes off and on about his granddad. Anyway, yeah, Alan Partridge is always amazing. It's a series though, isn't it? It's not just
6-part series, yeah.
Oh man, and I thought it was just a one-off. So yeah, that is new information to me. Chuffed. Fucking amazing.
So there's more to come, so look forward to it.
I sent you boys an album today. It was 2011, released on Fat Beats. It's Danny Brown and Black Milk, Black and Brown.
Oh yeah.
I know Jake listened, man, and I own that on CD somewhere, man. It is so dope.
Yeah.
It's like, because I spoke about Danny Brown on the music videos episode we recorded last week, and how he's got kind of a polarising voice, 'cause it's quite scratchy, but I still really rate him as an MC. Black Milk's a really, really good producer. The uses of samples in that album is so good, and the tracks are all about 1.5 to 2 minutes long.
Yeah, you need 20 minutes.
It's so, honestly, man, like, if you want a good listen tomorrow, just tune in. It's so dope. You'll love it.
Okay, I'll give it a listen.
Yeah, it's really, really cool.
Sound.
Yeah. So, you guys been listening to anything else? Or?
Oh, actually, but listening, I've been watching on Netflix the People vs. O.J. Simpson.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
mate, I watched
That's
that
a
one.
really good show. Obviously, that's
Whatever
really
channel
old.
it was
I'm
on.
not quite delayed on that.
Isn't it Cuba Gooding Jr. and David Schwimmer?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Rob
It's
Kardashian.
like
Is it
Kardashian.
Rob Kardashian?
Yeah,
Is that-
Rob Kardashian.
Yeah. Yeah, because that was by the same people who made American Horror Story.
Oh, was it?
Yeah, I'm not that show's all over the shop, but
Yeah.
I thought that was good. People vs OJ.
Yeah, I've really enjoyed it so far. I'm not at the end of it. The last episode, admittedly, I did fall asleep halfway through and missed fucking loads of it, but trying to catch up.
Did you see that? Is it Who Is America? The Sacha Baron Cohen show.
No, I watched like a couple
Did you see
YouTube
it?
videos from it, but I didn't watch the whole thing.
Because one of the characters that he played, it was like this Italian billionaire.
Yeah.
And he was obviously like, you wouldn't recognise him. He had like white long hair and a beard.
Yeah.
And he interviewed O.J. Simpson.
Right.
I think it was like a post-credit sequence, and he was saying some like real fucking like some really like kind of on the nose stuff, like all these wife references, like oh you killed her and all these kind of like
Oh my days.
yeah man, it was so cringe-worthy to watch, and O.J. Simpson was just like
What would you say to that, man?
mate, it was watch it, it's so funny, but anyway, yeah, so has anyone got anything else to talk about? Then right, let's get into it.
So on to our next guest. We have got Bobby from Boogaloo.
How's it going? Alright.
Yeah, all good, man.
It's a bit of a mouthful there, Aidan, man.
Bobby Boogaloo. Yeah.
The introduction he deserves, my man. Bobby Boogaloo, how are you doing, sir?
Yeah, good, thanks.
Yeah, cool. Thank you very much for coming. It's strange how, because so we reached out to Bobby. I've actually had him on Facebook for quite a few years, and noticed that he was always posting hip hop stuff. Is that good correct to say on your page? You're quite a big fan of hip
That's
hop.
what it's all about, yeah.
And then obviously I reached out to you, said listen to our podcast. Never actually spoke to you before, but you seem to like it so far.
Yeah.
Or were you just being nice?
No, well, that as well. No, I've never really listened to podcasts before. Yours was the first.
Cool.
I enjoyed it.
Nice one, man. Probably shouldn't listen to any others to compare it to, but that's probably a good thing, right? So that's it, man. Thanks
We're
for
best
coming on.
You should need to know that only.
The one and only podcast, Shotgun The Aux, big up. So Bobby, man, like obviously you're really into hip hop. Tell us a bit about like how you got into that, what you do at the moment, because you're into management and promotion, right?
Pretty much, yeah. I first got into hip hop like just sixth form. I think everyone, what was it, gravel pit, that sort of like,
Bit of woo.
like you've mentioned before, Channel U.
Yeah.
That sort of era, that's when you start thinking, oh yeah. One of the first records I bought was Run DMC, Tougher Than Leather.
Nice.
So that's sort of where it started.
Mm-hmm.
Kind of American, like
I think probably for most
people.
Yeah.
Just because of the exposure, just because it's what's available, And it wasn't until Channel U where you started sort of hearing the English voice, okay. So that's sort of where I got into it. and then I moved down to Bournemouth and.
So where were you originally?
Nottingham. Yeah, and Derby as well, sort of Midlands. So did you ever used to go to Consortium?
Yeah, man. I saw DJ Yoda play there like years ago. Pretty sick, isn't it? It's just on the corner.
Yeah, and the so we saw people on the stairs there.
Oh man, yes. Acid Raindrops, man. That's my jam right there.
Yeah, I love that old stuff.
So this is the same consortium that is the.
Yeah, so basically the
The
shop
shop,
of
yeah.
that then turned into a shop down the road.
Yeah. So this used to be on the corner where Lola Low was on Richmond Hill.
Yeah.
And obviously it moved to just up the road there to those free kind of stores. Used to be back in the day. You had your skate store. They used to sell your Janoskis. The middle store was a bit high end, a bit more of like the more posher stuff.
Richmond Classics, whatever it is.
No. This was just
Next
free
to
consortium
that.
stores.
Oh, right.
So you had the middle one which sold a bit more of the more expensive stuff, and then you had the end one which just sold just all your other stuff. Sad story actually, but none of it's there anymore.
No.
All three have gone.
They shut down. Do you think that was just because literally probably
They're massive
rent
online
prices?
maybe, and it's just like easier. Maybe they just make more online. But I heard that they're moving to Holdenhurst Road, but I don't know where, and I don't know if that's actually true
Just
or not.
apologies to anyone who's not actually from Bournemouth and doesn't have a fucking clue what we're talking about. But yeah, get back to the consortium then, man.
Yeah, so basically when I moved down here, there was quite a lively hip hop scene, and people on the stairs. There was Jest, and if you've been to that club, it's a nice little place to see these sort of acts. But yeah, and then it kind of all died down, and then dubstep hit.
Oh my days, dubstep.
So dubstep hit, and then that is all you could find in Bournemouth, really. Obviously, there were other stuff going on. Drum and bass, you always have drum and bass, but in terms of like fashions and what was in, dubstep was in. There was no hip hop, and I don't like dubstep.
Yeah, man.
So I was just like, okay, so I need to start doing something, otherwise I'm not going to be really going out.
So that's took it into your own hands, man. That's
Yeah,
sick.
basically.
So how did you go about setting up events?
I got made redundant,
Uh-huh.
and I took that money and then launched Boogaloo.
That's sick, man. So effectively, you had a passion for hip hop music, and you just took it to that next step by actually doing something tangible with it.
Because there was nothing happening.
Fair play, man. That's great. I mean, that's good to channel like your creative outlet doing something like that. So what was like your first break in terms of who was your first person you booked for a gig?
So January 2012, we had Run Committee, full squad.
Man, I love how you know the date.
Sick.
It's an important moment though, isn't it? Sure.
So
I
elaborate.
think for being specific, it was the 27th.
Yeah.
Might have been 29th, but yeah.
You should have a tattooed on you, mate. Rum. So elaborate. Who's for people who may not know? I mean, they should do, but who's Rum Committee? Anyone like particularly massively famous now who used to be in Rum Committee?
Okay, so Rum Committee are a Brighton-based crew full of producers, MCs, DJs, soul singer. You may know him as Rag and Bone Man.
Oh.
So he came down. They all came down 2012.
What was Rag and Bone Man's original name again?
It was Rag and Bone.
Yeah, it was Rag and
What
Bone
was
Man.
Rag and Bone Man? I swear I saw in some video on YouTube that it was something different.
So maybe on the Don't Flop he did that he was called Rory Rag and Bones.
Yeah.
Right, I think that's maybe what I got from.
But
Right.
yeah, so they were the first ones in 2012.
That's mad.
Great one to kick it off with.
Damn, man. I think just sorry like going off on one, but we talked on like I think in the first or second episode of the podcast. The Jess album that dropped last year, Billy Green is Dead.
Yeah.
Is that a Rag and Bone Man alias Ennio Lion? Because it sounds exactly fucking like him.
I guess yes. But
Yeah.
it would be guess.
That's what I was talking about.
Yeah.
That's what I was talking about.
Oh,
That's why
right,
I thought he had a different name.
I think that, I speculated it's because obviously he's a major artist now and it's like a favour for someone he respects.
Yeah.
That's kind of the angle I
You'd
was.
assume that there'd be like contracts involved.
Yeah.
Needs aliases around him.
Yeah,
but yeah, it's all guessing though.
You can't really like mistake that voice though, can you?
No.
Because I remember I was telling these boys, the first time I saw Rags was Motion in Bristol, near the river, and he was with DJ Fingerfood, and then it was Split Profits, Immortal Technique, KRS-One, then Pete Rock. It's a fucking mad night, man.
I bet it was
Sounds
sound
like a mad
mental.
one.
Yeah, and
I've got a feeling my wife went to that actually.
Really?
Yeah.
well, I think that's like the first time I got into Split Profits. Really, I was like, these guys are sick, man. There was like one dude who looks like this dude at the time. He looks well young. It might be like Billy Next, is it? And he was rocking like an Arsenal shirt.
Oh, I think what you're talking about.
I was just like, that's so sick, man. They're just like a bunch of kids from school, just like on the stage rapping, but they were hard, really good. But sorry, man.
Well, that's you've got to love Split Prophets.
Yeah,
they rap what they live.
Yeah.
And you've got to respect that.
Yeah, they were one of the first artists I got into, Split Prophets, and then slowly got into Res One, and then the rest was sort of High Focus and that sort of thing. But I'm really curious to know. So you're a promoter.
Yeah.
Right. So what's that like? You know, how like arranging the venue, getting the artist, booking it, and booking all the times. Like, surely that must be really sort of stressful because you've got the night coming, and then you've probably got like a million things that you've got to constantly think about. Like this, just sort of talk me through the whole sort of process of from booking an actor to putting on the show.
It's a roller coaster of emotions. It is stressful. It's exciting.
Yeah.
It's sometimes not worth doing.
Oh really?
Yeah. But then sometimes it's really worth doing. Like it's a passion and it's something that I will continue to do. For sure. You know, we've been doing it for 7 years now, so it'd be a shame not to do it. So yeah, it's on the night you will not see me. I'd never get to see what you guys see. I will be always running around. Getting artists drinks, sorting out problems at the door, match stalls. Like, I don't get to see the show.
So you're essentially the manager of the night, aren't you?
Yeah.
What's the weirdest thing anyone's ever asked you for?
What? So like a rider? Okay, so the weirdest one.
A tub of Vaseline.
No, that would be weird. Okay, so that would be weirder than what I'm about to say, but Dead Prez. We got Dead Prez in 2014.
Nice, man.
I was expecting a rider of drugs, guns, and fuckers, you know.
Don't judge a book by its colour, man.
Well, exactly.
Have you ever heard that track "Be Healthy"? Or like when they just talk about how healthy you should be and like just drink water and don't smoke cigarettes.
Well, that's sort of a part of the rider.
Oh right.
So I had to get. There were like specific size towels, specific coloured towels, a brand new kettle,
right?
Manuka honey, herbal teas.
Yeah, man, that sounds like Dead Prez.
A bowl of fruit. What else was on there? There was just like random stuff on there that I was just like not expecting.
Yeah.
Most people will be like, yeah, bottle of rum, bottle of whatever.
Yeah.
This, that, and the other. But yeah, Dead Prez out of all the people. They wanted a kettle and some towels and some herbal tea. And
smart, like no one wants a lime scaly kettle.
Yeah, quite right. So you would literally, you'd get that list and you would spend your, like, however long it took to get all the, like driving around, like Bournemouth, whatever, to get all those things.
Yeah, so Primark, that's where we got the towels from. Well, at the time,
cut the labels off that shit.
Well, they don't know, do they? They don't know what Primark is. So the Winchester is kind of near Primark.
Yeah.
So it was just a case of just pop down the road.
That's fucking crazy.
It was the kettle that was the pain to get, because I don't know where to get a kettle from.
Who's like in, you know, do you kind of hang about after the shows? Do you ever get any kind of doubt, or is it mainly, does it depend on the artist? Are some more kind of interactive than others? Are some happy to kind of like kick back and chill and have a chat?
Yeah, so
in and out.
In the early days, you know, we've had a lot of people stay at the house just after the show. And then obviously, like, the more they get famous, the more not demands, but you know, they want hotels and this, that, and the other. So that's sort of changed a little. But yeah, most of them are up for getting a conversation out of you, and you know, they're all down to earth. Most of them, not all of them, but most of them. So yeah, that makes it fun. That makes it worthwhile in a way. You know, at the end of a gig, if they're sort of like, oh, here, take this record.
Yeah.
I'm just like, oh, thanks. Like,
that's that sort of appreciation. I mean, like Bobby was very kind to us. Actually, he came around. He did bring us some CDs. I want to bring out the CD now. What was the CD called again?
It's called Pete My Johns. It's by Big Daddy Rat Beast. Go get that. It's got some heavy features on it.
Yeah. Yeah, because at that event that I saw that you did put on in Riviera in November, he was on there, and that song, like Eat MCs Alive, mate, it was a good song, and it really stuck with me. But then immediately you just don't know who it is, you know.
Yeah.
So that's good that you brought it around.
But that's also why you've got to get out to live shows and see these people, because you might find some hidden gems. You know, when people see the Rag and Bone Man selling out stadiums, and then you talk to people and they're like, yeah, I paid £5 to see him in 2012.
Yeah.
I didn't even intend
That's
to
great.
see him because he was just a support act. Do you know what I mean? And it was like, damn. I remember us boys talking about it for days afterwards. Like, that dude with the baritone voice, he came out, we thought he was an MC, we were like, what's he going to do? And I know he can rap. And then he just started singing and everyone was like, what the fuck, this is insane, man.
Such a beautiful voice.
Yeah.
For two people, because obviously you guys, Bobby and Tom, you're a bit older than me and Jake. Not to put you to shame there, but
Thanks, mate. It's elusive.
but no, I just want out of curiosity.
Old and beautiful, baby.
Do you think sort of hip hop and UK hip hop has changed with sort of the internet and social media and like the likes of YouTube?
Yeah, 100%. I think like the business acumen side's coming through in a major way, especially with like labels like High Focus, and social media means that they have like a platform to be.
Yeah.
It's prolific at the moment, isn't it? People are churning out videos, tracks constantly, and
because you don't even have to, like you were saying, you don't even have to really go to a show to find sort of new underground artists and underground artists.
This is true.
Your SoundCloud links are everywhere.
Yeah,
that's it, man. And it is, to be fair. I mean, there's a saturated market. There's a lot of like crap out there. You have to like sift through to find these gems. Bobby was kind enough before we started recording the podcast. He brought around a creative vinyl, and there's some absolute gems on there. And he did a bit of a demo, played a few of these tracks. One of which was I can't remember the name of the record, but it was Apollo Brown Beats. And it's a track
Across the Globe.
Oh man. Yeah, man. Do you want to talk a bit about some of the records you brought and like the regional aspects and the accents and all that kind of stuff? Because I thought that was really cool.
Yeah, hopefully they'll make it into the podcast and they won't get taken down by copyright. But yeah, I brought a few different things that people might not have heard of. I tried to cover a few different accents and regional aspects. But yeah, I mean the first one I'd talk about is Joe Blow from Squid Ninjas, out of Wales. Like, you know, people that come to Boogaloos might not have heard that. I mean, we've been going since 2012. Some of the records that I've brought around are 20 years old plus.
Mm-hmm.
Some of the people that come to Boogaloo aren't even 20.
Yeah.
So, there's a lot of history there, and I think that exposing people to these tracks is a good.
I think so too, man. I think obviously, like, and speak for a lot of people, you know, their gateway into listening to rap music is kind of mainly through kind of boom bap from like the early 90s. So people are still bumping that stuff now. It's very much the aesthetic that kids love now with High Focus and stuff like that. And it's kind of what I naturally gravitate towards. But it's I just think that the selection you brought around is quite a good showcase of like early UK hip hop, where it's very, I don't know, it's the way I'm kind of thinking at it, it's very kind of authentic. You won't get just like looking at that Joe Blow record, for example, and that Stick of the Dump one you brought around. It's just like fucking photocopied piece of paper with the track listing on the back. And you got some big names in the UK scene. Like, you got like Jess, and you got like P Cannon and others on there, right? And you think you're just like, what? It's just mad.
Yeah, no, I did see your eyes were just lit up when you was putting all those records, you know, because you're very much into your very early on UK hip hop.
And it's almost like a forgotten era. And we talked, me and Bobby were talking about this, like your Jets and like Stick of the Dumps, and I go on about them, like Rhyme Asylum and Manage, and people from Kalashnikov even. And man, it's just the stuff is so hard. It's so good. And I think it's good when like some of the more contemporary UK stuff coming out of like High Focus, Jaeger Cop and stuff. It's good when they bring these boys on board. And it's like, you know, they're still hopping on records and they're still spitting fire. But give them that platform and let these kids know that these people are like who they are.
They're the pioneers.
They're the fucking pioneers, man. Like Rodney P, fucking Kalashnikov, fucking Chester P, Farmer G. If you look at their like Spotify plays, like Task Force, it's just like so minuscule in comparison to like High Focus. You're like, why? But then again, it's just a generational fit. Yeah, exactly, man. It's exposure. It's timing.
Task Force were out, Spotify didn't exist.
Yeah.
You You know.
But that being said, a lot of the older artists from the US, they existed at the time, but because the boom bap scene then was commercial, therefore it kind of aged well, and I guess the numbers bumped up with it.
It's interesting, isn't it? Because you know, some people could say, do you think that UK hip hop right now? What do you think the current UK hip hop scene is like?
It's incredible.
Yeah.
Like, there's so much good stuff coming out. There was a time when there was some rubbish stuff coming out.
Yeah.
And I think that was the sort of copycat sort of, everyone can film a video, everyone's got a SoundCloud. But now that's sort of, the strong survive, you know, so a lot of these have fizzled out.
Yeah.
And now you're starting to see the good stuff. Like Lazy Eyes, have you heard Lazy Eyes?
Oh man, his new album came out the other day, didn't it?
Oh, he's incredible.
Really, really talented guy. Really talented guy.
From Coast to Cityscape, or is that what?
Yeah. He's just put on through Green Brick Records.
Res One's label.
Yeah. No, I do really like that album.
He's a talented dude, man. He's good. I quite like. That's the thing. Like the Bristol scene is just popping, isn't it? And
it's got a good heritage.
They've just signed. What's that guy called? He's like a singer songwriter.
Oh shit! I know you're on about.
Max something. Can't remember his name. Yeah, fact check that. But yeah, there's some. I think like Res One, Split Profits. They're kind of. I just love that kind of mindset. Where it's just like fuck it. I'm just going to start my own label.
Yeah, why not?
Because we had this conversation yesterday, me and Aidan. Like, and I'm not saying this is what happens on High Focus, but there are so many artists on there. The real Mac Lloyd, that's it, Mac Lloyd I was talking about. There's so many artists on the High Focus roster, and they're all trying to release records, but they're obviously queued.
Yeah.
Yeah? So we noticed a couple of artists who were on there have since, like Dabbler and I think Smellington Piff. Like, I thought, oh, didn't they used to be on High Focus?
Yeah,
well, Piff was RLD.
He was on there for a bit though, wasn't he? Like a real short amount of time.
And then they've now got Lost Scroll records as well.
Is that's the one that Jack Jetson's just released some songs on? Yeah. And Potent Funk, that's the one that Dabbler's releases music on at the moment, isn't it?
That's his label.
So these are their labels and also mainly sort of YouTube channels, aren't they? And I suppose that's where a lot of people do release all their sort of media through their videos to kind of get that sort of exposure, isn't it?
Yeah, for sure.
Prior to the launch of their album.
I think you need to have video content these days. You can't just have a SoundCloud link, or you can't just have.
Yeah.
You know, it's
that's right.
it's
Hopefully, fingers crossed this records this time.
But it
Fuck that up
is,
for 3 weeks in a row.
You know, people are on their phones. They need.
Jake.
Yeah, Jake.
So I was checking football.
But yeah, people don't, like you were saying before, you know, you might not have time to listen to an album. It's not necessarily, the album is the art form it used to be.
Yeah.
Now it's just views and plays and...
It's dopamine hits.
We had a chat about that recently. How we're now in an age of singles rather than what were you talking about? Whose album were we talking about the other day?
We were talking about
the Verb
Mr.
T.
Slips.
Verb T and Mr. Slips.
No, Verbs and Mr. Slips.
Fuck, I'm gonna
He even says in the intro of that album, it's like, no, the black verbs, not Verb T. He even says it in the fucking introduction of the album.
Have you listened to that album, Lessons About Lessons?
No, I've not listened to that.
So that's an amazing album, and what I really like about it is at the beginning it's got like different like sort of skits throughout the album, and it's sort of like the whole album goes together. And it's like that album is that sort of like masterpiece or
so
piece
it's
of
a
art.
project.
Yeah, and that's what I sort of miss, and that's the albums that I really enjoy rather than just like an album with just a bunch of singles kind of all put into it. And I think it's a shame that we do see like less of those sort of albums. Like for example, Snoop Dogg's Doggy Style, the first album, like a lot of that is just kind of like different sort of skits.
Yeah.
And the whole project like that makes it such an enjoyable listen from start to finish.
But I think as well, it's just like the way we consume it, and obviously having all these platforms and everything's instantaneous. You don't have to like seek out a physical copy. It's not like that's part of the kind of enjoyment.
Also, like pressing records.
Yeah.
You know, if you're going to put the money into producing such a physical thing, you've got confidence in your own thing. Do you know what I mean? If you're going to invest in yourself, it makes the end user sort of want to invest as well.
Yeah, I get that, man.
Well, that's why I love UK hip hop, because most artists do put their music out on records and cassettes, and that's, you know, you're happy to do that because it's like, I don't know, you're sort of investing in them, and because you want to see them succeed and stuff like that.
Yeah, exactly, man. It's almost like they're building a cult following as well. Like, if you make something that seems more exclusive, then it's kind of like, right, it's immediately like a collectible. And we talked about it earlier when you were saying, okay, and you explain a little bit more about what we were talking about in terms of you don't seek out like American hip hop now, for example.
No, I can find American hip hop anywhere.
It's attainable, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Whereas if I could find like I don't know, a 2000 Out DeVille record, I'm all over that.
Yeah.
You know, I will search that out. I will pay for that because these are like 20-year-old records that, you know, they're only going to perish over time. So if I can get one now, that's what I'm focusing on, because I know in another 20 years the kids that are buying the current products, they're going to get rid of them.
Yeah, that's it.
I'm always going to, you know,
Yeah.
I'll take on your second-hand stuff. If you want to sell anything, please get in touch.
Well, we're looking through your record collection there, man. I mean, most of them are just like white labels, aren't they? And that's what I thought was really cool. And it's stuff that, you know, I mean, some of those records, in all honesty, how many copies do you reckon there are?
I got one the other day. It was a Lewis Parker record. I went on Discogs. It said that there were 50 pressed. So 50 in the whole world.
Yeah, man.
You know,
and that's what makes it enjoyable about sort of digging and collecting records, really.
Yeah, because the digital album has unlimited downloads. Every single person in the world could download it. You know, there's only 50 records about.
He's playing in Bournemouth next week, and Lewis Parker. Yeah. So he's he's kind of the biggest name. Would you say that you've hosted at an event? When I say big, as in kind of like any kind of like commercial. Obviously, Dead Prez are like fairly well known and quite big.
So I'd say Dead Prez would be the biggest American act. Following from that, we had Big Pun's son, Chris Rivers.
Yeah, mate, he's got skills, Chris Rivers, man.
Yeah, so that was quite a proud moment. That was the first time he'd ever been to England, and he's not been back since.
You're joking, mate? Yeah.
Yeah, we've got that easy sound guy. We're Nando's.
Nando's
Have you heard of him, Jay? Chris Rivers. He might Jake's dying.
Alright, Jake has been quite quiet this session, but bear in mind he is quite ill, so he's.
So I've got a real tickly cough and I
made
can't
the
cough.
He's just like holding his breath the whole time.
I can't breathe through my mouth because that'll make me cough, but I can't breathe on my nose because it was just going to.
Is that why you're just turning so red then?
Yeah, all I want to do is cough, mate. I can't.
You can have a little cough, we'll allow it.
We need to bring like,
I don't need it.
We need to bring like a fucking shop dummy and just put your hat and sit you there. So for moments like this, we can just like edit it out in the cut and just
edit me out as a mannequin.
It's a literal mannequin challenge, man. So yeah, going back to, I mean, Chris Rivers. That's obviously that's quite cool. How did you contact him?
How did that come about? I think they contacted me.
Really?
Yeah, I've got a feeling. I don't know, man. Like, my email address and inbox is just full of offers and managers and agents, and just it gets well confusing.
I can imagine, man.
I prefer to deal with the artist direct if I can.
Yeah.
I don't think some UK acts need a manager, but some have managers that don't need a manager.
Yeah.
And it just complicates things. You know.
Are you at liberty to divulge any examples or not? You don't have to, but.
Well, no, but I'll flip it the other way around, and I'll say that Sean Strange, you know, he'll message me directly, and if an artist like that can message me directly, someone from the UK should be able to as well.
Yeah, I get that.
Really.
Yeah.
So how did you go about booking Dead Prez then?
That was through an agency, and that is one of the reasons that I don't like using agencies. That didn't. The show was brilliant. Dead Prez were happy, we were happy, but there was a lot of complications to get us to the show. There was complications before the show.
Yeah.
There was complications during the show, and it came. And there weren't complications on our side. There weren't complications on Dead Prez's side. It was just the agency that got involved.
So cut out the fucking middleman.
Basically.
And so what? Just explain for some people that may not know. Basically me. What the agency? Explain that. So this is their management agency.
Yeah, so an agency will approach an artist and say, look, I can get you 10 shows, come join us, we're going to take a cut, and that's how it works. So then, you know, a particular agency have messaged me before and they've said, we can get you so-and-so. And I'm like, well, A, I've already booked so-and-so twice.
Yeah, exactly.
B, you've just doubled the price that I know that they go for. So
C, fuck off.
well, no, like, C, I'm going to text him now.
Yeah. I hear you're about, mate.
Yeah, like,
Yeah.
You know, why would I pay double just for someone to text them and say, yeah, you're playing here? I mean, that's sort of being blasé about what they actually do. They manage diaries, they manage hotels and transport and all of that. But it's still not worth doubling the price, especially when, you know, I could text the guys and just be like, yeah, you know, this date, this price, for it.
It's weird, isn't it? Do you think a lot of it boils down to like, well, say if you're a fan of a particular artist and you're like, I really want to get that guy, or gal, you know, diverse here.
Well, yeah, I've got that tour.
Yeah, that's a fucking sick record actually. Come on to that.
Hopefully that will get through the copyright.
I'm hoping so, because that was sick. But do you ever kind of think, right, I really want that person, I'm just going to like try my luck and message them, like say on like social media?
Yeah.
Because we've basically done that with this podcast.
Yeah,
like, you'd be surprised at the responses
people are
we get.
friendly out there, like they are down to earth.
Yeah.
Why not message them?
That's it, man. I think it's just, it's just taking an opportunity, innit? And if it works out in your favour.
Yeah.
And
If it doesn't, you say what?
And there's a mutual benefit as well, right? For them especially, it gets their music out there, they get paid.
Yeah, we haven't had any really bad responses, it's just people just don't reply.
Yeah.
But then a lot of people have replied, but then it's more the bigger names that sort of
Aiden was like, he's going for like Jay-Z and stuff like that. I was like, no, mate, I don't think Jay-Z's free to record on Shotgun The Aux next week.
Yeah, I
Jake's
messaged
working on
Blizzard,
it.
didn't I?
Yeah, he did. I was just like, why are you messaging Wu-Tang, man? They'll expect you to pay for their fucking plane tickets over here. They'll expect...
Shit, mate.
They are like, they're divas, man.
Well, they've got that show in London, haven't they? Did you see that show?
Oh, the Gods of Rats.
Yeah. They're playing, I think it's Boardmasters as well.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah, see?
Did you go to their gig in the O2 where it wasn't really the whole Woo, it was just like three of them?
No.
It's
What, in Bournemouth?
yeah, they play O2 in Boscombe, yeah. It's
When was
like,
that?
3 years ago?
3 years ago. So it wasn't, Method Man wasn't there, Ghostface wasn't there, RZA wasn't there, Rayquan wasn't there. So yeah, you see where I'm going with this.
Just wait.
Street Life was there.
So did you go to that?
Yeah, I was there, man.
Yeah.
And then they had some like local heads like Cosm, he's coming on the podcast soon as well. He supported. He's a good dude, man. He can spit.
Yeah, mate, he's part of Shadow Monkeys, so for a while I was helping Shadow Monkeys push their stuff.
Sick, man.
Oh yeah, I listened to their album actually. Really good album.
So
That's
good.
one to listen to. It's available on Bandcamp, wasn't it?
Yeah, it's on Bandcamp, free download.
And so are they doing anything else now?
Yeah, they will do. They've taken a little break.
Right.
You know, fatherhood comes in and stuff like that.
It's life, man. Life gets in the way.
It does, mate.
They're all going to do little solo bits for a little while. I assume there's going to be another Shadow Monkeys project in the future.
Yeah.
I hope there is.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think, you know, Cousin lives over
He's in Windsor now.
way,
Yeah.
so everyone else lives Bournemouth, so rehearsals aren't going to be, you know, so they'll figure it out. Just check the album out, it's incredible.
I listened to the stuff with the Chibo as well.
Yeah.
That's fucking dope, man. He's got such good punchlines as well. I'm looking forward to like dissecting some of those.
Yeah.
But,
That'll be a good listen, that will.
Yeah, definitely, man. I mean, like, I remember like listening to his stuff on MySpace when I was about 17.
Yeah.
He's been around a long time. And Mo, who was on a couple of weeks ago, yeah, he's good friends with him. He's done like, you know, they go way back as well. Joke, mate. You're right.
Cop there.
You need to like paint some like eyes on your eyelids. Just have a little snooze.
Oh, that's good. That was good.
You're right there, Cherub.
That was worth it.
Have you got anything to add there, Joe?
No, I don't.
Alright.
It's Jake, everyone.
Oh.
It's alright, mate. It's alright.
It always comes at the worst. Like,
Yeah, I mean, there was one of the episodes where I think it was the second episode that we recorded that I had a cold, and I was pretty bummed up, and that was pretty. Actually, it might have been the first
I
one.
know, man. These boys bringing these fucking illnesses into my gaff. Like,
can I just say I'll never get ill, ever, 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 ever. I've got the immune system from God, like Hercules.
Well, Bobby, you're lucky you didn't turn up earlier because.
To be fair, this isn't.
What happened
Oh
earlier,
man,
Tom?
yeah, fucking Jake dropped his guts and just evacuated this lounge. It was
I had an egg and cress sandwich.
Mate, it was rough. I had to literally hang out the window for about 5 minutes, man. It was disgusting. You weren't even ashamed, mate.
I don't give a fuck. I can smell it and I'm bunged up. Like, that was how fucking
that was potent.
10 out of 10.
But anyway, we digress. So like we talked about like the Bournemouth scene then. So you kind of you quite like tight with like Bournemouth local MCs and all that kind of stuff. Is there anyone worth talking about at the moment?
They've all passed through the Boogaloo stage at some point, or they should have. You know, if you're going for 7 years now, so you'd like to think if you're from Bournemouth and you're an MC, you've come to a Boogaloo.
Yeah.
But yeah, check out the Shotgun Monkeys. So Moo's going to do some solo stuff. Keep an eye out for that. Judge Dredd's had to change his name because although the spelling was different, he wasn't getting his stuff.
There's all the implications.
So yeah, he's now down as Leo Wild, so I should check him out. And Rayman, he's now gone on to Rain. So yeah, they're going to be doing solo stuff. So they're a key part of Boogaloo. They've performed loads over the years. Nice. That's why I'll always try and push that stuff. And,
that's quality, man. It's good to have that relationship with them. So they just support. Mainly, like for the main acts who come in?
Yeah, absolutely. But they're often getting involved in any way they can. Like Moo sat on the door with me one night for 6 hours and we just chatted, the whole night just about random stuff. But they want to get involved. Raiden, he's one to keep it.
Do you know what? I was literally just about to say it because they dropped a new video yesterday.
Yeah, Raiden.
Actually, a new video on YouTube. He's a really talented guy.
Is he?
Really talented
he's
guy.
been hitting Boogaloo up since the beginning.
Nice.
In fact, I think when we first started, he wasn't even old enough to get in.
You're joking?
So how old is he now then?
I don't know, like we'll say we've been going 7 years, so even if you said he was 17, what's that, 25? So yeah, he's killing it, man. He's got his crew,
Really talented guy.
Yeah, should we get him on?
Yeah,
Do you reckon he'll be on for
He'd be well up for getting involved, I know he would.
Yeah, man.
He's got
he's got an album coming out as well.
Sort of Lee sort of Scott, that's sort of vibe.
Oh, cool, man. Yeah, we'll reach out to him.
He can kill a grime beat, like he's talented.
So that's a good segue then, man. So what's your thoughts on grime? Are you into grime? Is it like...
I like certain stuff, but I'm not a grime fan. I was saying earlier, the only stuff that I saw was stuff that I didn't like.
Yeah.
It's only when, like Rayman for example, will be like, oh, you like this, check this out. And I'll be like, oh, actually.
Do you think any of it's interchangeable? Because you have got artists who are like, we talked about Ocean Wisdom, we have to get into that, but like Cass is Dead or someone like that, where he's undeniably got bars and he's got really, really good lyrics. He's got that voice. He can tell a story.
Yeah.
But is he a grime artist? Is he a hip hop artist? Do you know what I mean? He straddles that line quite.
I don't know. Do you even have to put a label on it?
No. But
he's
objectively though, if you look at it, it is one of the two.
Depends on which track you listen to.
Yeah, I guess so. Yeah. I guess so.
Yeah, why not be versatile?
Yeah.
If you can ride all these different beats, then do it.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, grime's never something like I'd never go to a grime night.
Mm-hmm.
I'd quite happily have an hour or whatever of grime at a Boogaloo because I know that
there's an audience for it.
Of course there is.
Yeah.
It is connected.
Yeah.
Everything's connected.
Is there a Bournemouth grime scene?
Yeah. There was. It was quite popular.
Because wasn't there's a channel Say and Spray, wasn't there?
Say it and Spray. Yeah, that rings a bell.
I just know there's a YouTube channel that
I know. I think.
And they did a lot of sort of freestyles and stuff, or people going up and doing their it's like sort of SPTV sort of thing.
Yeah. So I think it is.
You know what you're on about, Jake?
I don't know what
Is that B-Dot's channel?
I know
think
that
so.
name.
I know that name.
I know that name, B-Dot.
I think Say it and Spray is B-Dot. I've got a feeling, it's more grime based though.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I'm sure that was B-Dot and his. I don't think he does that anymore though. And then there was another one, Spray Your Bars. I don't know if you.
I think I've heard of that as well. Spray your bars. Spray your balls.
Yeah, straight to the point. That's the name. That's what you got to do. Like,
hell yeah.
Was it Agents?
Say it or
Spray. Yeah.
But that was sort of what 2014 or something.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, there used to be grime clashes down at Kings Park, and there was a bit of a following. So not SBTV, what was the other one? JDZ Media.
Mhm.
They came down, they filmed a load of stuff. If you can slip that in the edit, check Moose Freestyle out on that. We'll play it.
Yeah.
Like, trust me.
Okay, we'll get it in. Yeah.
Yeah,
Trust
it's
me.
real.
Like, he kills it. Like,
Yeah.
I think that got him a bit of attention from, you know, sort of more established
Right.
names in the scene. Yeah, check that out.
So, if you could get anyone to perform a gig, if you could book anyone, what's the dream? Who would it be? And who have you tried anyone in particular?
Okay, so one act that I didn't think would be possible, or two acts, I guess. Task Force, Full Squad.
Nice.
Right.
Because for a while it was just Chester P doing solo shows.
Mhm.
Some events were advertised as Task Force and it wasn't, it was just Chester. Not Chester's fault, obviously, it was just
Yeah.
like promoters using that Task Force.
Yeah.
So I think it was like a Facebook post saying, yeah, we're getting the old gang back together, we're going to do a tour, hit us up, straight away, hit them up. So yeah, Farmer, Louis Slippers and Chester came
Oh,
down.
fucking hell, man. That's
So
sick.
yeah, that was at the Winchester, that was a sick night.
It's Chester P. He followed us on Instagram and he just quit social media, like fairly recently.
Don't take it
Yeah.
personally.
No. It's as soon as
We followed him.
because I thought, because like he seemed like quite like, you know, he was quite chatty on there, and he seemed like the kind of dude that if you were just to reach out to him, he'd be like talkative and he'd probably be up for it.
Yeah.
But then it's so like pluck the courage up. It's like, oh well, man, I'm gonna break from social media. It's like, oh,
Well, keep
missed
trying,
missed
doesn't
missed
it?
opportunity, man.
For now, you know, it's just timing, isn't it?
Yeah, that's it. But no, Task Force is sick, man. I think
Yeah,
like both.
so-
I mean, Chester P, like just his like rhyme patterns and the structure, how he structures a flow.
Like we were saying that about Jam Backstory, how they can paint imagery with
Exactly,
words. And Chester's, you know, the king of that, really.
Jam Baxter, I think, man, he's, like I say, yeah, paint imagery, really fucking talented guy. And his latest album, man, what's his latest album called? I can't remember what it's called now.
Touching Scenes.
Touching Scenes, yes, yeah. That was a great album.
Touching. But no, I think like that's a good example of someone who can hop on like a trap beat or a grind beat.
Yeah, because he
You know what I
makes
mean?
it up, doesn't he?
Yeah. But yeah, to your point, man, Chester P was the king of that shit.
Yeah.
Like
Original.
Wicker Man Theory, like Butterfly Concerto, just like all of those, just like Battle Cats, just really kind of playful stuff. But then like,
That's a favourite.
but Farmer though, man, right? I mean, obviously sometimes he's like overshadowed, but man, he's fucking crazy as well. Like,
Yeah.
so that track that you know Bugsy, that artist from is he from
Bristol?
Bristol, yeah.
Yeah.
Did that Bristing track, didn't he?
With Jest as
He
well.
did that
recently.
track, yeah, Connect the Spirit, whatever it's called,
Yeah.
with Jest and Farmer G. And Farmer G's verse on that is just insane.
Yeah.
When he comes in with it, it's just, yeah, it's nuts, man.
Well, we'll play a Farmer track later as well.
Yeah, I'm down for that. I'm down for that, man. He's got.
I found it.
Oh, I was like, Jay's got something to contribute.
A bit of cough.
It's
Take
cough,
that
it's
opportunity
cough.
to do that. I recognise this geezer, Dr. Clue.
Dr. Clue, yeah, I remember
Do you
him
recognise
actually.
him?
Yeah, so there was that on Say It or Spray It.
Yeah.
Yeah, so he's got a KBU track.
So he's from here.
Yeah.
Quite a lot of these are.
Big
So
up
like
Norway.
KBU were like a massive grime squad. There was probably 15 of them maybe.
Yeah.
And in that was the Shaolin Monkeys. So they've sort of like separated and they've gone down the hip hop sort of.
Yeah.
I say versatility, like they can do anything. Dr. Clue and that lot, I don't know what they're up to these days. I think grime in Bournemouth died a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
I may be wrong, but
Oh,
I think
a
there's
few
been a
years
bit
ago
more
there
of
were a
a...
few 140 nights and they're not around anymore.
But grime died kind of generally, didn't it? Until it's come back now.
Yeah.
You know.
I would say, I think Bournemouth recently, I've noticed, has had quite a bit of a hip hop resurgence.
Yeah, it was right. It's, the thing is, because we've been going for 7 years, you know, a lot of the target market is students.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Students graduate every 2, 3, 4 years.
So you need
So
to source
Oh,
new
shit,
people.
yeah.
exactly. So
Yeah.
we're going through cycles, and
Do you know what, I never thought about it like that actually.
Yeah,
That would,
so
that would
it is
make a massive
tricky.
thing, wouldn't it?
yeah, for sure.
Especially for like old heads like us who are just like, we just want hip hop nights, but there's,
Yeah,
you know, it's fucking, you know,
So
it's few and far between now,
Yeah.
man.
yeah,
Do you know
because
what
I
I mean?
suppose you've got generations that start uni and then most often than not they're all into like a certain genre of music, aren't they?
Yeah.
That's what their club nights are
And
about.
then they graduate and generally move home or move out, you know, move on to the next
Yeah.
stage.
Yeah, man.
So to keep a consistent sort of like flow of people, it's tricky because house music's all over the place at the moment, and it never used to be.
Do you like house music?
No.
It's not like that.
Yeah, man.
But it's like,
Something
like
we can
what I said
100%
about
agree on.
the dubstep,
Yeah.
saturating Bournemouth. That's been and gone. Now it seems that house is doing.
It's like shovelware music, though, isn't it? It's just kind of like, and to a certain degree, like a lot of genres of music do that, like sub-genres off the back of hip hop and off the back of house and trance and whatnot. But hip hop survived, man. It's like it's still going.
Yeah.
It's still thriving, even though it lives predominantly in the underground. Because, as I said, grime went on a new trajectory. It's completely separate, right? Some is interchangeable. There are artists that straddle the line between both, but typically you've got grime, which is smashing it commercially, and UK hip hop, which just kind of is that keep it real aesthetic that people tend to gravitate towards.
I think UK hip hop will always be made. Whether the followings are strong, that's a different sort of thing. I think the true heads will always make what they feel like doing, expressing themselves. But yeah, sometimes the market and the sort of the fan base is going to go up and down. But they'll still make the tracks.
Are you a Loyal Kana fan?
No, but my wife is, so that sort of says everything.
So what like, just not a fan, or is it just kind of like
Because
it's not your
he's
thing?
one of the most successful at the moment, I suppose. Hip hop.
I like him personally.
I'm a fan.
I quite like his delivery, and because he does a lot of stuff with this dude called Tom Misch, who's also Tom Misch, I think his name is.
Right.
He's like London based. He's more of like a soul singer and producer. So they have that kind of. I quite like the kind of jazz element, and that he incorporates into some of his tracks. And like Jess was on the track on his album last year as well. I just quite like his cadence, his flow is very, just a little bit. It's just quite unique, I think.
I don't know. I think if I were to choose a Brighton rapper,
He's from Croydon.
Really?
Lord
It sounds like he's from Brighton, but then again,
Yeah, he's from Croydon, man.
he's finding accent.
But no, I think there's a lot to that dude, man. I think he probably hasn't quite harnessed his sound quite yet.
Well, he's only released one album so far, hasn't he?
Yeah, but what I've heard, I've really liked. I think I think he's dope.
But in terms of Croydon, then I'd go down the TPS fam sort of route, or even G-Bag.
Yeah, man.
Oliver Sudden, and I don't know. I just
Oliver Sudden is a fucking amazing name. Just got to say that.
I've brought a Truffle Barons record as well, so we'll try and get a track of that off there. So yeah, I don't know. I just have my own sort of pockets that.
That's the thing, man. Like, music taste is subjective, and it's like difficult to put your finger on why. Sometimes you know, you feel it, or you don't. Do you know what I mean? Like,
do you listen to the radio?
I try. I don't have a car anymore, so I used to try. So I used to listen to radio every morning, but it's more just to know what's current and what's been played. But now I don't anymore, man. It's bad. I need to listen to it.
I don't really, and it's not like a conscious choice. I'm not one of these like I keep it real. I don't listen to fucking any commercial shit, because I bump commercial shit as well. I like what I like. Some stuff sounds good to me sonically, so
Ariana Grande is it?
No, if she makes a track that's knocking, I'll give it a go. Do you know what I mean? But it's just habit. I tend to just listen to Spotify in my car, or do you know what I mean? It's just like,
Well, that's it. You can go on Spotify. You can click on someone you do like, and then they can create you a radio playlist based on associated artists. So you'll find gems that way.
Yeah, exactly, man.
I was driving the other day, and I don't listen to Radio 1, but I have Radio 2 on, right? And the other night driving home, they had Roots Maneuver on Radio 2.
How times have changed, man.
Followed by...
Or is that just that we're getting old now?
Alice Cooper, maybe just I like to hear like Roots Maneuver and Alice Cooper back to back. It's just
that's mad.
I like that, though.
Yeah.
Oh, that's pretty sick.
You just listen to whale noises, don't you, in your car, do you?
Yep. Drinking suit. Oh, fucking hell.
I listen to radio.
Yeah, you love it, don't you, man? You quite like that.
I normally just plug my phone in, but...
One Extra don't you listen to? I've been in your car a few times. I know what you listen to.
Yeah, One Extra. They're on my... I've got like 6 radio stations. Radio 1, One Extra, Kiss, Kisstory, Capital Extra, and then someone else.
Yeah, man. I feel like there's a lot of good stuff like on radio. You know, like like depending on the show, you've got like BBC like introducing and stuff like that, which kind of promotes up and coming artists, and you can discover a lot of good stuff that way. I don't think it's all cut and shut, like, oh, this is the top 40 stuff, and like, because that, I think the top 40 is kind of so, you know.
Well, I think BBC as a whole, I think they're investing a lot more money into their sort of streaming platforms. Because I saw advertised recently.
They're creating one, aren't they? Like,
yeah, when you can do podcasts, music, and you can actually save the music that they play on the radio on that, which I think is really cool.
They're doing a streaming platform as well.
They're teaming up with ITV, aren't they?
Yeah, like a Netflix type thing.
Wow.
Yeah.
I'm looking forward to that then.
Yeah.
Fucking love BBC One programmes, man. Line of Duty. That's a great series.
So Bobby, do you still bump any? I know you don't buy it, but do you bump any American stuff? So obviously, like, you've got clearly a preference to UK hip hop. I mean,
yeah, I've got a preference, but you know, I will still play American stuff. Have you heard the Adrian Young album with Ghostface Killer?
Of course, man.
Like that's in the car all the time.
Yeah.
Apollo Brown, we were talking about him earlier, but again, there's a select. I've got my go-tos.
100%, man. I hear you.
In terms of current stuff, I've got the rest of my life to find that. At the moment, I just want to get all the stuff that... You know, have you ever seen the film, what's it called? It's got Christian Bale in there, and they just take all the art away from everyone. It becomes Equilibrium.
Equilibrium,
You seen Equilibrium?
Yeah. It's kind of like, it's almost like, you know, the Matrix type vibe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's got all the special effects, it's got... But basically, yeah, they take all the art away from, you know, any kind of art. It's just gone.
Yeah.
And I'm just thinking, well, you know, a record that was pressed 20 years that only had 300 copies, how many of them have got like tea stains and scratches and have been melted or snapped or whatever? So that 300 original is probably down to 100. So if you can get one of them, like...
Yeah, no, I hear you, man.
And I think because the stuff that I'm collecting will only be in physical format. But all of the new stuff I can just download at my leisure.
Yeah.
You know, if you look at my iTunes, I've got 4 or 5 days worth of UK hip hop albums that, you know, one day I'd love to lock myself in a room and just...
I haven't scratched the surface yet.
Not even...
But I guess that's it though, it's kind of like, is there a difference between like Bobby the like collector and Bobby the consumer, like the listener? Do you know what I mean? Like you can still like shove on an old kind of like, you know, EPMD album or whatever you like, or Wu-Tang, and still bump to that because you like it, but you think, oh, I wouldn't necessarily buy any of their stuff now.
Yeah, I think as well, like, you know, Wu-Tang, I've owned the albums, I've still got them somewhere.
Yeah.
You know, it's
more
nostalgia.
Yeah.
You know, you can revisit it. You know, even like we mentioned them before, TPS fam. You know, listen to that old stuff. But yeah, you know, I will bump American stuff, but it's not my go-to. It will always be UK, I think, for now at least. Anyway, you know, who knows?
Yeah. So what's next for like Boogaloo night then? You got anything in the pipeline?
Yeah. So we found some land that we want to do a 2-day festival at.
Oh, sweet.
That won't be this year. That will be next year. That's going to be hopefully a two-day thing. Pretty low key. We're not going to go, you know, all out because it will be testing the waters. Did any of you guys go to Boom Bap festivals?
No, but I really wish I did, man. I think the only I heard about it, like that's when I first got into like hip hop, and I saw the event, I thought it sounded sick, and I think, oh, I'll go next year, and then never got put on again, did it? I've always wanted to go to the Amsterdam sessions, the ones that the Hill Street Blues and that sessions. And they look really cool.
Is that still on the Amsterdam one?
Yeah, they're on year on year. I think it's like a weekend of like a few different like just bars and coffee shops and venues, and they just have like hip hop the whole weekend. Like.
Why was Boom Bap cancelled then?
I don't know. Actually, they just never did it. I think they did, I've seen loads of videos from the last year they did it. It looks amazing. Like loads of sort of proper UK hip hop heads are there, and then they just never put on again. Do you know why?
There's speculations, but you know, the best thing going is that they're still active. Okay, so Boom Bap Festival have basically launched something called Blueprints, and that covers more than just hip hop.
Is that the ones that they put on at, they've got the boat parties in Hideout?
So they did one Bristol way, and then now they've gone back to...
Are you thinking of Outlet Festival?
Outlet Festival, they do Outlet Festival, don't they?
Yeah,
I'm sure they've got a stage at Outlet Festival.
A boat they normally have.
Right.
It may be a stage this year, I don't know, but yeah, normally they've got a boat parties. So yeah, they're still active. So you know, go to the Blueprints and you'll get your snippet of what you want. But you'll also see other stuff. So yeah, they're still going, man. It's definitely worth checking out.
Yeah, no, I would like to. If they did another festival, man, I'd definitely go. But there's another festival that I saw as well that I can't remember what it was. Did you ever go to the On the Bus festival?
Yeah, first couple of years.
Because they stopped now, haven't they? Because that was like a local sort of a promotion or festival to Bournemouth, wasn't it?
Yeah, I think there's a lot of stuff stopped. You know, did you ever go to the Dub Optics and the Dub Games?
No, man.
Stuff like that. You know,
So these are drum and bass events or
and dub stuff.
Yeah, not really my thing.
No.
Largely.
But that sort of goes back to the waves of, you know, the cycles of students and the trends and stuff like that. So yeah, On the Bus is finished, Dub Games finished, Dub Optics finished. But like I was saying earlier, hip hop's always going to be made, so there will always be something going off. So yeah, going forward, we've got Found That Land. Hopefully something will come of that. We're just trying to book some shows for the rest of 2019 now. Got a couple of venues that we're talking to, but as such, nothing set in stone. We did a Rose Red Records Day January. That was quite cool.
And that's the vinyl shop that's local.
Yeah,
right? Yeah. So want to give that a bit of a plug on the
yeah,
podcast?
for sure. Go down and see Chris. He's got UK hip hop down in the basement. He's got all kinds of music genres. Really sound guy. Really reasonable priced. And we'll be back there again doing another live stream.
He's got Instagram, right?
Yeah, he's got Instagram.
Okay. At Rose Red Records.
No, it is a really good shop actually. Like, I've been to a lot of record shops, man. And that is, I would say, it's quite a sort of well known. Well, I think it's definitely one to make a trip to. It's worth the trip.
What is this?
Like
Rose Red Records.
It's in the arcade in Boston. So you've got the Opera House, the O2, and then the arcade next to that. He's in there. If you want your hip hop, go downstairs, just to the right. But yeah, he's some guy. Definitely want to plug him. Definitely be back there doing another live stream. I think what we'll do as well is maybe do stuff that we've bought from his shop, just to show how good his shop is.
That sounds good, man. Yeah, little Rose Red plug.
Yeah, well, give us a shout and we're more than happy to come down. That would be really cool to sort of go down and get involved in that somehow.
Yeah, man.
We can organise that.
We can record in his shop, mate.
Yeah.
If he's happy for
he's
happy for us to do that, that'd be pretty sick.
Yeah, we can do that. But yeah, we're going to do little things like that. So say there's the peaks and troughs of the popularity, but it's not going to stop music being made. It's not going to stop us doing what we do.
Man,
it may be a little less risk until we build up to this 2020 festival. But we'll see how the cookie crumbles.
There's a lot of there's obviously like an interest for it. I mean, we've already had a lot of people reach out to us saying, "Oh yeah, like it's great having a podcast with like a niche that's UK hip hop centric." Do you know what I mean? Obviously, we talk about a lot of different stuff, but so there's obviously still a market for it.
Yeah.
But it's just tapping into it. You know what I mean? And I guess from your perspective, it's like creating something tangible people are going to pay to go to.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. But even
Field of Dreams, baby, build it and they will come.
But we're quite happy to put on a free night and do an open mic or the Rose Red Records. It doesn't necessarily need to be something that people will pay to come and see. I prefer a room full of 300 people that didn't pay than 3 people in a room that did pay.
Yeah.
So
love with the culture, man.
Yeah, for sure. You've got to keep this ticking over.
That's one thing that I do like about UK hip hop. A lot of it is driven through the love for the culture, and you can definitely see it through a lot of artists. Their style of how they do it, like the music they're putting out. It's all love. And that's a really cool thing to have. That's what hip hop is.
And that's why you've had a good response. These people are approachable. They are humble. Send them messages. You know, you'll get loads of people on this. So yeah.
Good man. Well, on that note then, I think I just want to thank you again, Bobby, for joining, man.
Yeah,
It's been an
thank
absolute
you.
fucking pleasure. As I say, it's easy when you get people on who are like really into their stuff, have a clear passion for this stuff, and you know, it's definitely have to get you back on, man. Get involved.
We've got loads we've not covered.
Exactly, man.
We could do like another 10
Mate,
episodes.
we definitely will, man. Like honestly, like just we'll definitely make that happen. But yeah, we've been any.
Well, is there anything else? Anything you wanted to sort of plug before you hang up?
Yeah.
Yeah, check out our Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, like the page, all
What's
that
the
kind of stuff. At Boogaloo_hip-hop. Everything's on there. Yeah, watch out for Raiden's new project dropping. That'll be soon. Keep your eye on Moo. If he pulls it off what he's got planned, that'll be the next step for Bournemouth, I think.
Great.
But yeah, just follow us and support. Come down to a show. You're not gonna, have shows forever. So if you think, oh, I'll catch the next one, there might not be a next one. So support, buy their CDs, do you know what I mean?
That's it, man.
Cool.
Yeah, thank you for having me on.
Mate, anytime, man. Again.
Pleasure.
Thank you.
So yeah, we've been Shotgun The Aux. You can catch us at Shotgun The Aux, Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, Acast. Anything else?
Yeah,
Have I missed anything?
man. We're on everything now.
We're on everything,
We're
man.
taking over the world slowly but surely.
So fingers crossed this episode's actually recorded.
Yeah, we're opening a dessert place soon. Shotgun The Aux pies and cakes. And yeah, I think that's not happening.
Don't get the reference, but whatever. But so yeah. Anyway, we'll wrap up there, shall we?
Cool. Big up and catch us again next week. I'm not sure what we've got planned next week. But,
So yeah, we've got guests next week, haven't we?
We've got a guest.
Yeah, another guest. So
We've got a
we've
guest.
talked about him anyway
Stay
on the
tuned.
podcast. So yeah, stay tuned, people. Big up. Thank you.
Good night.
I won't have a cold next week.
Thank you, Jake.